Again, I want to say thank you to our fans and to our student body. What a difference Chris Delcani and Drew Martin and their crew have made in terms of their vision, but all of the credit to the atmosphere in DKR goes to our fan base and our students. And wow, were they awesome again tonight. And they have set the bar very, very high around here, and it's a bar that needs to be maintained week after week. And again, I say on behalf of our team, thank you. What a season this was in DKR, and certainly, to end it tonight the way that we did. Really proud of our defense. This is a defense that has been taking a lot of hits lately. A lot of people thought we had forgotten, I guess, how to play defense or how to coach defense. And, they were banged up. They had gone 4 out of the last 5 weeks of playing top 10 or top 12 offenses. I can't remember the number, but, in the country, elite offenses in the country, a couple of those on the road. And I can't credit them enough for the way that they responded. We did just enough offensively tonight. I was really proud of, 8 of 15 on third down, 35 minutes of possession against a team that had been extremely stout in run defense. That we ran it for 179 yards, not a few of those sacks take a little bit of that away, but you look at our two tailbacks, average 6.6 and 4.8. That's a pretty good day. And obviously, this would not be a comment about the offense if I didn't mention Shane Buechele. To come in off the bench, he hasn't played since Baylor, to come in and all he did was go 10 for 10, carried the ball a couple times and threw a touchdown in the second half. What a remarkable young man, and his family and himself should be extremely proud. He's the definition of teammate. He gets his mental reps at practice, a few physical reps here and there when the twos go, but most of his preparation is done mentally, and then he obviously stays extremely engaged throughout the course of the game, and nobody bats an eye when he jogs in, and just really proud of him. Injury update, Trey Watson had a hip in the second quarter, nothing obviously that kept him out. Brecken Hager kind of aggravated his elbow, but obviously he finished. Keontae Ingram aggravated his hip, but should be okay. B.J. Foster, wind knocked out of him, rib contusion, should be okay. Chris Boyd, a little knee contusion in the third quarter. He obviously went back in. Zach Shackelford sprained his right elbow in the fourth quarter, but he was able to finish. And then Sam, there's an AC contusion right now is what they're calling it. Even Sam would tell you that it feels different than the last time. It was a direct blow from a face mask, where the last one he got driven into the ground and sprained the joint. So the x-rays were negative for a fracture, and we're going to get an MRI tomorrow to assess, where we go from there. But, he even came up to me and said, Coach, I can go, I can run, I can take a hit, anything over about 10 or 15 yards. I'm really weak because of the pain. So I think, he knows it's a little bit different, but we'll see the magnitude of it when we get the results of an MRI and have a night to sleep on it. Questions?
So, Tom, the big picture is back. If you could
only for you and our fans.
If you could talk about now having your destiny back in your hands and the attack mindset on defense tonight, and how it just turned into an avalanche for you guys.
We're 0-0 against Kansas, a team that I was told by Craig Way, I guess, scored 40 points in Norman, Oklahoma, a team that is going to give us their best shot. And, again, we're we're at the stage of our program right now where we're overachieving a little bit. You know, we're winning on grit, we're winning on toughness, we're winning on physicality, we're winning on winning the turnover battle, we're winning on love and genuine care for the guy next to you. So we understand that to win any game in this conference, we need to give that opponent our best effort. And it's a short week. We're not going to get any less banged up. So we've got to heal, but we've also got to prepare for a team that's going to be playing on their senior day. And, obviously had a great performance today, and we know we're going to get their best shot. As to our defense, just, again, extremely proud. The guys executed great. Their confidence never wavered, which was a credit to our coaching staff, a credit to the leaders on that team. Chris Nelson and Anthony Wheeler, Gary Johnson, Brecken Hager. Those guys. Charles Amenahue, their confidence never wavered, and you can't play great defense if you don't have confidence. And they went out there from snap number one, extremely confident, and really proud of the way they responded.
Tom, I don't know if you were aware or not, but they were showing Oklahoma State, West Virginia on the jumbotron. Yeah,
I got to talk to our video board operator about that. Doing that right during pregame, that was. Tough to wrangle our guys in and focus on pregame. You talk about not worrying about the big picture, and there it is in friggin' high definition right there in front of you.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Did you say anything to them in the locker room about that?
I did. It was part of my 2-minute pregame speech. I said the big picture doesn't matter, never has in this program. And the big picture certainly won't matter if we don't win this game. And so they were aware of it, but I think we got them dialed back in very quickly.
Yeah, and I need to ask you about this, that the way that this decade has gone for this program, to see 100,000 people out there with their flashlights and singing, and your guys having a great time. I mean, in your mind's eye, is this what Texas football is supposed to be?
Yeah, there's a guy sitting 3 rows back, probably posting on Twitter right now, with a $5,000 suit on that has everything to do with that. Yeah. I mean, this, it's hard coming from where we came from. And where this program was, and the struggles, the ups and downs that we had last year, the ups and downs we had this year. Again, we still got a lot of football left to play, so I'm certainly in no position to reminisce or give a kind of a big overview picture. We'll do that after the bowl game, but. I do think that this is what Texas football at DKR is supposed to look like and feel like for sure.
Coach, offensively, you were able to do some things early on, maybe to try to stretch the field, to Duvernay down the field. You missed that, but did that send a message to Iowa State that you weren't going to take that little dink and dunk that y'all took last year? And then you seemed like y'all were more patient with that as the game went on because you were kind of in your stride. Is that how it went?
I think so. It's funny you ask because we got the ball on the -6, and we had, I think there was a TV timeout, and we were talking about, we just run inside zone and try to punch it out and make it third and manageable and get a first down, and we're better on offense when we're aggressive. And it's very hard to manufacture even any kind of formation or coverage against that defense to get a shot down the field. But, hats off to our offensive staff for, finding kind of that look there in, 12 personnel. We jogged 2 tight ends out in the game. On the touchdown pass on 3rd and 1. We actually sent out an extra offensive lineman, so we had 6 O-linemen in the game and 2 tight ends. So, we knew that we were going to have to get creative to find some shots, but that's who we are. Again, we're not, throw a bubble to a jitterbug guy, make him make 3 guys miss and take it 80 yards. We're going to have to push the ball down the field. And, at least this year we had a week to prepare for this style of offense and could kind of find the few areas where we felt like we could get some one-on-one coverage and wanted to take advantage of it.
Tom, we talked about it earlier this week. LJ probably not caring about not being, up for those national awards, but today he comes out. He has another one of those drag in the pile plays. He has that touchdown catch. Could you just talk a little bit about his importance to this offense and what he means to this team?
He's our best player. I mean, I don't think anybody would blink or anybody on that offense think any differently. And you're talking about an offense that has some really good players, especially even at his position. And Colin Johnson and Devin Duvernay, our quarterback's playing really well. We feel like we got one of the best tight ends in the conference too. So, but he's just so versatile. He's so aggressive. This is a guy, I don't know, and maybe I mentioned it, but it's mind-boggling how brilliant he is when it comes to football. The kid has literally played in the slot the entire season, hasn't played a snap of outside receiver, which maybe to the layperson that seems like, oh, it's just such an easy transition. It is. They're light years apart. It's like playing, going from playing, I don't know, nose guard to outside linebacker. They're on the same front, but it's completely different job description. And Colin Johnson gets hurt at the end of practice on Wednesday, and we say, hey, big boy, you're going to have one day of practice on Thursday to go play X receiver for us on the road against Texas Tech. And okay, yes, sir. And he knew the entire offense and knew the intricacies of the offense. And so, he is the heart and I don't want to say the heart and soul. He's he is a guy that has made it really fun to coach because he can do so much, and we can now start to get a little bit creative in our formations too to try to get him matched up as well.
Tom, Shane has started a lot of games here. Doesn't win the job, but he's at the ready when you need him. What does that say about his preparation and his professionalism when some guys probably wouldn't be as ready as he was?
Oh, I've experienced it. When a guy loses a job, he checks out, and that it says the world of his professionalism. I think I said in my opening remarks, he's the definition of a great teammate and prepares every day, and nobody questions. In fact, go the other way, everybody's extremely confident in how well he prepares. You have a follow-up?
Oh, yeah. How hard did Sam beg to get back in the game? There's a video of him chasing you down the sideline, and you're trying to coach a football game.
Pretty hard.
Tom, you already talked about that 94-yard drive a little bit. Just in terms of the offensive line, I know you'll know more when you watch the tape, but is that as good as the offensive line has looked this year? I mean, they had the one play where they're pushing the pile, and it seemed, Trey has the big run. I mean, is that kind of, when you talk about a culture of physicality and winning at the line of scrimmage, does that drive kind of embody what you've been talking about and preaching?
I think so, yeah. I think, for me to make a holistic statement about how they played the entire night, it wouldn't be fair without watching. I thought last week was the first time all season that I felt us kind of move people, just mulch them off the ball and reestablish the line of scrimmage. I thought that was their best game, and this one felt pretty good as well, especially considering, this is number one rush defense, number one total defense, number one scoring defense in our conference. And, we played pretty well against them up front.
Coach, I mean, we know that Iowa State had a lot of offensive weapons, and yet your defense, was able to corral, Hakeem Butler, David Montgomery.
6 for 99 is
They-
corrling
Cook-
in the Big 12.
Yes. You've seen the past few weeks, right? David Montgomery, he comes in the second half, but he gets 33 yards. I think you guys record 6 sacks. You get off the field on third down. I think they only converted 5 of 15. Just what do you think was the difference, this game? It was almost like 2017 for your defense.
Well, again, it's a really good offense with a lot of weapons. But the difference is we played confidently. I think in weeks past, when we have played such explosive offenses, you kind of, you get a big play or a touchdown, and you're like, oh man, what's next? What's behind door number 2? And I think even when this offense made some big plays, we bowed our necks a little bit and said, okay, we've been here. Let's hunker down. Let's have a little confidence. Let's, there's been a lot of psychology going on that side of the football, and I credit again the leaders on that side and Coach Orlando and his staff for really never wavering in our approach, in our aggressiveness, and in instilling kind of that confidence and swagger back into these guys and letting them know that hey, good offenses are going to make plays. This is a league where there's not many, 6-3 ball games, and that's okay. But we can still play aggressive, confident, attacking style defense, and understand that the most important play is the next one.
Yeah, Tom, as beat up as y'all were after Tech, did y'all simplify anything on either side of the ball for this game? And do you think you are playing your best ball of the year right now?
I think, yeah, we simplified a little bit just because we couldn't afford to be on the practice field as long as we're used to. Just our bodies, that wouldn't have been the smart thing to do. And I know especially offensively, their defense really limits the what you can carry into the game, certainly. So it almost forces you to simplify on that side of the ball. And then are we playing our best ball? I don't know. I mean, we played good tonight. We'll see how we play on Saturday. When you look up there and 1-0 is our number one pillar of our program, you don't think about the best ball of the year. I don't even remember how we were playing week 3, to be honest with you. So it wouldn't be fair for me to answer that.
You've talked so much this year about how good your guys have been at not just pushing out the outside noise, but fighting through the adversity and issues. How has the defense over the last 5 weeks kind of fought off the frustration of not having success? And did they ask why? I mean, was that kind of the question maybe from them? Why is this happening? Why are we not getting the stops we're getting? Those kind of things. How have they fought this off?
Will Greer, David Sills, Jet Duffy, the list goes on and on. I think they understood the why. That's not to say that we don't have good players on defense. We certainly do. But you asked how they were able to do that and tune out that noise, and the answer is leadership. From our senior leadership to even our young, leaders that have now played a lot of football for us, and our coaching staff. I think Todd Orlando did a great job. It'd be very easy if Todd Orlando, read the newspaper or if Todd Orlando got on Twitter or cared about what was on message boards, it'd be very easy for him and his crew to come in here and hang their head, and that's just human nature. But we talk about all the time that the best way to tune out outside noise is to turn up the inside noise, because you only have a certain amount of volume space, right? If we're talking in that metaphor, and if you want to not listen to, again, you put me on a soapbox here, but human beings, every animal with ears can hear, but human beings are very unique in that we have the quality of whether we choose to listen or not. And you hear a lot of different things. It doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how experienced you are, but the human condition of listening and the choice that you make to listen to it is unique to human beings. And we have done a marvelous job of deciding very deliberately of who and what we want to listen to and who and what we want to feed our mental state with. And from coaches to players to leaders, we have made a choice to turn up the volume of the people that really matter, which are the people within our family and in this program. Thank you.